What's up, y'all? It is your host, Neek, and I am back with another episode of HOSTL Podcast. Today is going to be my first episode doing a segment on Sideline Stories, and I'm just going to be talking about my first year coaching and my first year coaching collegiate volleyball at that. So, just to give you guys a little bit of background, I know I haven't done like a story about like my life and my journey with volleyball, but I'll give you guys like a little bit of an insight. I played a little bit in high school. I ended up getting recruited to a JUCO. I went there for 2 years. While playing there, I was able to break two blocking records: a career record for blocks in 2 seasons, and then a single season record for total blocks. I was first in NorCal, second in the state of California for blocks my freshman year, number seven my sophomore year. Both years I was able to make all conference. In my freshman year, I was defensive player of the year, and then my sophomore year, I was the MVP of my season. So, just to give you guys a little bit of background of kind of like the legacy that I left at CRC, and what a little bit like what it was like just being there. After CRC, I graduated and played on to Division 2, and I also will be going back to play Division 2 college volleyball next season, and I'm going there next semester. So stay tuned for that announcement and those updates coming soon. Okay, so for the first question that I have, it says, "How do your past as a player at this JUCO shape the way that you approach coaching?" Honestly, I would say that my past, it really didn't influence me as much coming into like I came in knowing that I did have a legacy at this school, but I really came in with the mindset like I'm here to work, I'm here to learn. At the end of the day, this is my first season coaching, and Carrie Nolan, the head coach, is someone that she's an amazing person, but she's a great coach, and she's someone that really knows the game and really had a lot of experience and time to get to know people around her in the system. So going in just knowing what a great coach that Carrie was, and what a great program I was stepping into, I definitely was like, this is the experience I want to go in, and I want to learn, and I want to get as much as I can out of this experience. For the second question, it says, what do you think coaching would be like versus what it actually was? So honestly, to be honest, I just thought like coaching was like, okay, you get out there and you tell them to do whatever, and if they don't do it, you be mad or whatever the case. But like, I feel like I really had to sit and understand like as a coach, it is very emotional, and it's a very emotional game. It's like you want so much for the players. Like you want them to do well, you want them to perform well, you want them to kind of like see the things that you see, and you try to give them all the tools. At the end of the day, you can give players a million tools to build a shed, but you still have to go out there and build the shed. You still have to go out there and play the game. So the biggest thing I feel like I had to learn going into coaching was like you really can't control another's actions, but the most you can do is be there as a guide so they can come to you when they do have questions and help them to complete the ultimate goal of winning. So that was really just the biggest thing. Like, I really didn't expect it to be as emotional as it was. For the third question, it says, was there a moment early on where you felt overwhelmed or you doubted yourself? So this one, I'm actually kind of ready for this question right here because I remember this like it was yesterday. So the first scrimmage that we had of the season, literally, it was a rough ride, y'all. And that's what scrimmages are for. Scrimmages are supposed to be so that you can see like how your team gels together, what people can play with each other, how they're going to work on the court. Like even with your freshmen, it's their first time playing a game at this collegiate pace. Even with the sophomores, you have new people coming in that you haven't played with before, or it might be a sophomore. Maybe they redshirted the year before, maybe they didn't get that much of a chance to play, or maybe they're in a new position. It's like scrimmages are meant to be to test out and see what you have, and to see what we need to do and what we need to go back to the drawing board on Monday when we come back. So like, I'm telling y'all, that scrimmage was rough. Like, and I was like, for the first time ever, I was getting like anxiety watching the scrimmage because I was just like, have I done nothing? Honestly, that's what it really felt like. I really kind of just felt like, but as it continued to go on, I just kind of had to learn, like I said previously, like you can't control what someone does, but the most that you can do is be there as a guide and be there to help them as much as possible. So that was just the only thing, like kind of like learning how to take my emotions out of it, because it is an emotional game. And if you're really passionate about something, you're going to find yourself, getting emotional and feeling certain things about it. So that was really just the biggest thing that I had to overcome with that. How did you handle making decisions when you didn't feel 100% confident? When I don't feel confident about something, you have to fake it till you make it. And that's with anything that you do in life. Like, honestly, even when I was playing and I wasn't on the coaching side of it, like my freshman year of college, I really didn't get along with a lot of my teammates. But when we played on that court, when we're in between those four lines and the bench is watching us, the people in the bleachers are watching us, like, you would think that is my best friend in the world. Like, anything they do, I'm the happiest in the world, which I am, because you're my teammate at the end of the day. So you're succeeding, we're succeeding as a team. So when you don't feel 100% confident about something, you have to fake it till you make it. And especially on a coaching aspect, I'm not going to say, like, if you don't know something that you're saying to a player, you have to give them some answer. Even if your answer is, hey, I think this might work, but I can go and do some extra research so I can get you the answer that you need. Or I'll look into that for you so that, we can help out with you or give you, whatever research you need to do it. But my biggest thing is, like, when you don't feel confident in something, it's really about your delivery. Because even if you're saying something that could be 100% true, could have all the facts behind it, if you're coming timid, if you're not really loud about what you're saying, you don't even have to be loud, but just confident, stating your dominance when you're talking to someone, asserting yourself. That's just the main thing. It's about how you come off, how you want to be perceived. And not even that I want to be perceived as a confident person, but I feel like the confidence just exudes off of me. And especially with the things I have accomplished going into this season, it was easy to kind of get that, like, respect a little bit from the players, because it's like, okay, like, this is someone that is talking to me and teaching me something where it's like they can show me proof that they've done this and that these are the steps that they take to get to this level or make this accomplishment and things like that. So I really felt like having faith and what I knew, and even the things that I didn't know, giving them a confident answer and then steering them in the correct direction where they can get an answer from. What did it feel like walking back onto campus, this time as a coach and not a player? Honestly, chats, I'm gonna be so for real. I felt like a superstar. I really did. Like, I told you guys all of my accolades at the beginning of the video, and I'm never someone, like, I really don't like to boast about myself or like try to be like a big time type of person. But just the environment that CRC has, like, part of the reason why I came back to coach there, it is a beautiful school and a beautiful staff. Honestly, like, if it was 4 years, I would have been there all 4 years, because from the athletic trainers to the athletic director to the athletic counselor to the coaches to even the people in the offices, our photographers, everyone has always showed support. Like, even with my journey going on to school, they were still sending me scholarships, still helping me out with workouts and just different things that I needed, like, along my whole journey. So when I came back in, it really felt good to where, like, you leave somewhere and you left your mark there, and you left your mark on those people, and those people still, like, are happy to see you, still want to talk to you, and you still kind of have those same relationships that you had leaving out. That was like a really big thing for me, and it really made it feel like home a little bit more. So honestly, like, it was different coming back as a coach, because it's like, okay, now the people that were my coaches is like this, we gang, like, we staff, like, we talking to each other, going out to lunch. That was really big for me, like, going out to lunch with the coaches and, like, just having those talks. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, this is the other side of it that you don't really get to see. So it's like, now that I have coached and coached at a high level at that, and on top of that, going back to play next year as well, it just kind of like showed me that it's just different levels to this. So you just kind of have to prepare yourself for whatever you're getting into. Another question is, what kind of coach do you want to become moving forward? Honestly, I will have to say, like, the coaching style that the coaching staff that I just left had is something that, honestly, Carrie, some of them pieces that it gotta come with me. Just some little things here and there, because honestly, I really, like, learned that I wouldn't be a coach. Like, I'm not a yeller, and I'm not someone that feels like you have to yell at anyone to get your point across at the end of the day. Like, I feel like everything is about development, everything's about trust. And to be a true leader, this is one thing I also had to learn just being a captain as well and being a leader of a team. Whether you're a coach, captain, player, just a player that's a leader in general, you have to know how to lead different people, not for who they are and not who you want them to be. So like, you can want someone to be a certain type of player, but if they're not that person, that type of way that you're trying to lead them to is never going to work out for them on the court. Like, everyone has to get talked to differently. Different tactics work for different people. Some people, you may have to say the same thing 50 times, and then someone else comes and says the same thing that you said to them and they understand it. It's just about your delivery. It's about how you phrase things. Like, I would rather tell you something 30 times in a row. And of course, I'm gonna get a little frustrated on my end, just in my mind about it. But I don't think that means that like I have to yell or raise my voice, because at the end of the day, with the level that I want to coach at, I'm gonna be coaching adults at the end of the day. And these are situations where it's like we have to have that respect as a coach and a player, but also as like we're learning. Like, we're learning as we're going, and we're seeing what we can do and what we can do to make each other better. So definitely just knowing how to be a leader and how to lead different people is a big thing that I feel like everyone should have. If you're going to be coaching, if you're going to be a captain, anything like that, you have to learn how to lead different people, because everyone is not the same. Don't know if you noticed anything different. Last question of this video, it is going to be, did coaching change the way that I see my own athletic journey? And I'm going to say this to you guys right now. I don't know if he's going to watch this video, but if he does, or if you know him, send this to him, show him this clip, any of this. But this experience really has changed my athletic journey because of Coach Jonathan James. And if you guys do not know who Jonathan James is, he is the head basketball coach at Cosumnes River College. And I just want to say, I feel like without having this conversation I'm about to tell you guys about, it really would have like changed what I kind of had my future set out to be. So, long story short, I came back to coach at CRC, and within that coaching time, I was able to help out the other teams. Just if they needed a driver, if they need someone to work their tournaments, I was just there to help out. And one day, I went to the tournaments. I was able to talk to Jonathan James, and him seeing me, be a player at CRC and then transfer into the coaching scene, we just had a talk, and he was like, if this is something that you really want to do, stay in school, go get your master's, and stay at a JUCO level. And when we really talked about it, being at a JUCO and being in that coaching JUCO scene is like somewhere where I really do want to be long term. The end goal, I definitely do want to coach NCAA, and I want to be a head coach at a very high level in the NCAA. But I'm a person where I've always wanted to be significant to others in their life. Anything, any job that I have, any team that I join, any program that I'm a part of, family, friends, any of that, I always want to impact people's lives for the better. And I feel like when you go to JUCO, you're the most impressionable, and it's like one of the most vulnerable times in your life. When you're going straight to a 4 year, it's like, okay, once you get to a 4 year program, it's more of a business. It's more of a, this is what we're focusing on. This is how we're going to handle this. And this is what it's going to be. But I feel like when you're in a JUCO scene, you have a little more, like you have a little more options of what you want to do in your life. Like, yes, when you get on a team, it's still a serious commitment. It is something that you're going to have to put your time into. But also, like, freshman and sophomore year of college is like a big development time. Like, for a lot of people, this is their first time being away from home. This is a lot of people's first time like being at a fast paced level. Like, you could have been the best player on your team, and now you're coming where it's other people that are good as well, and that's just a transition that you have to make. But I really feel like the JUCO scene is somewhere where your path can switch at any moment. You can come into JUCO, and by the time you leave, you may not want to play sports anymore, but you know what you want to do in your career. Or it's like you may not have known that you were even good enough to play at a 4 year, but you came here, you got that development, and now I'm helping you move on or look for options or giving you advice, just anything like that. I just really feel like talking to him and kind of getting that insight on just how important I feel like a JUCO athlete's journey really is. Like, it really made me want to like dive my toes into the experience way more, like stay in school and go straight to what I want to do. So I don't know. I really feel like that kind of shaped my athletic journey. Like I told you guys, I will be playing again next season for my senior year, and I potentially, possibly, if they messing with my eligibility, might have a grad year. But it's like, at the pace I'm at right now and the pace that I'm going, it's like I would kind of like to coach for my grad year if that opportunity was available. So over playing, honestly. So yeah, it's just something that I do keep in my mind, that I'm thinking about, and it's something that I definitely want to do long term. I do want to be a head coach at the NCAA level. So just stay tuned for that and stay tuned along my journey. But I'm so happy that you guys were able to listen today, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I will be dropping way more consistently. I know it's been a while since I've dropped a video, but I will be being more consistent with dropping, so you guys do not have to worry about that. Right now, I'm looking into a story that I'm not going to give you guys too many details in right now because I do want to do more research, but I do really want to get into serious topics and real life situations that are going on in this world. So I've been doing some research, but stay tuned for just more episodes of real life situations, more episodes of me talking about my life. I definitely will be doing a deep dive into just my journey as a player. And yeah, I want you guys to stay tuned. So, love you guys. Thanks for watching, and give me any video suggestions you have next.